Over the last 30 years, the Jurassic Park franchise has introduced a lot of cool dinosaurs to the general public. Some animals like Dilophosaurus have even taken on a new identity as a small frilled venom-spitting creature, while others like Velociraptor have a unique blending of paleontological history imbued in the Jurassic Park lore, with their IDs stemming from a previous name for Deinonychus. But when it comes to all of these animals, there is one specific creature that I think the Jurassic Park movies kind of did dirty, and it's a shame because if handled properly, it could have become one of the most iconic and well-recognized carnivores all over the world. The dinosaur I'm talking about gets its origins from the second Michael Crichton novel, and actually had a lot of build-up in The Lost World before being shown off as a sort of adjacent animal to the last book's Dilos. This creature is known as the Carnotaurus, a medium-sized theropod dinosaur whose name means meat-eating bull. Now, Carnotaurus not only has a unique body and skull shape, resembling something like a horned snub-nosed T.rex, with even shorter arms by the way, but it also went under the name Demon in the 1994 Jurassic Park toy line. And Jurassic Park fans everywhere know that in the books, it possessed a unique ability to camouflage into its surroundings like a chameleon. Now, just to get a crash course about what kind of animal we're talking about here, Carnotaurus was a carnivorous dinosaur that grew to be over 20 feet long. It weighed around 2 tons and lived in the early Cretaceous period during a time paleontologists estimate to be around 70 million years ago. The dinosaur was a very mean-looking creature with a skull that was pretty unique for the average T.rex or Giga in comparison. That's kind of what the general public would really have to compare it to, and with the 2 horns adorning its head, it kind of came across like a super cool creature whenever old school Jurassic Park or really just dinosaur fans in general would look at it. Now, one of the coolest things about this dinosaur was that it was the first theropod that had a lot of fossilized skin impressions. On the dinosaur's body, they were able to find a scaly appearance that looked just seriously cool. Depictions of Carnotaurus usually feature the scales in rows like what we see in the fossilized imprints, but now in the modern day, some studies have debated on whether or not our initial ideas of the scales on the dinosaur's body are accurate, with some saying that the dinosaur might have had scales that varied in size and the animal could have used them to shed excess body heat. But whatever it may have really looked like, as a dinosaur fan, these scales were always extremely cool, and it gave us a little glimpse at how gnarly the thing had to have been in person. Now, in the novel, it was given a specific ability to camouflage into its environment. All Jurassic Park fans know this. Back when Jurassic Park The Ride opened up in 1996, they even had a mural depicting this behavior on the wall, so it was kind of a really cool deal. Much like what Crichton had done for the Dilophosaurus by giving them a venom-spitting ability, the Carnotaurs from the novel were ambush hunters that used their skin to blend into the jungle before rushing you like the Predator would in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. They're theorized to mainly be nocturnal, hunting at night in a great scene from the book. They're not very big when compared to a Spinosaurus or something, but this attribute is really fun, and with the horns on the skull, it could have been great for Spielberg to adapt it in a Jurassic Park movie. It was also built up as this sort of unpredictable creature that even spooked the Tyrannosaur in the book, with the king of the dinosaurs looking around the worker village sensing their presence during the day and kind of spraying it as its own territory before quickly moving through their habitat, which would have been really cool to see in the film. That sounds like dinosaur behavior that's just very different and also interesting for the audience. So, what happened? Why did Carnotaurus not show up as the big bad stalking thriller of a beast it had been built up to be in the Lost World novel? Why didn't it appear in the movie, and what can the filmmakers do to actually make the animal great in a future story? Well, believe it or not, if we go way back to the development of the second Jurassic Park movie, David Koepp's initial plot outline, which was codenamed Neptune Adventure, actually does list a camouflaging dinosaur scene. Now, of course, this was going to be something of an early adaptation of the Carnos from the novel, but speculation online seemed to point to the animal getting subbed out for an Allosaurus of all things. I don't know if that's true, but during development of the extremely popular arcade shooter, it was revealed that ILM didn't even send over any assets for a Carnotaurus for the game. They had to create everything from scratch because the dinosaur was cut out so early in pre-production for the movie, but the arcade guys obviously knew people wanted to see it, so they implemented it into the game. Instead of its haunting worker village scene from the Lost World World book, a velociraptor attack was substituted in place, and it even got scrapped from the next movie, Jurassic Park 3, for a Ceratosaurus, and this was even though it was a part of that movie's script. My best guess as to why this happened is probably because right after the Lost World Jurassic Park came out, Disney was in development of their own dinosaur movie, and I think they probably noticed the fan outcry to see Crichton's Carnotaurus show up in a Jurassic Park film. If you watch the Disney movie that came out in 2000, it even uses the Carnotaurs in a very, and I do mean very similar way to the male and female Tyrannosaurs from the Lost World Jurassic Park. So they dropped T.rex because you gotta have T.rex in a dinosaur thing, substituted Carno because everybody wanted to see it in the Lost World and they didn't. And you know, the movie even mimics the famous Super Bowl trailer in some shots with the strikes of lightning in the background and the theropods like coming towards the screen. I don't know if this is exactly how things went down, but Lost World's book was 95, Lost World's movie was 97, Dinosaur was 2000, so yeah, it seems like something was going on there. But no, when it comes to the Jurassic Park movies, Carnotaurus would have to wait over 20 years until it was brought into the film canon, eventually getting teased in the Fallen Kingdom trailer before getting absolutely stomped out by the original T-Rex. Now, when it comes to how Carnotaurus was treated in Fallen Kingdom, it's obviously not given a lot of terrifying things to do. However, the filmmakers were obviously aware of its importance to the fans because they used it prominently in all the marketing material. And even though it doesn't kill anybody in that movie, they teased it stalking Eli Mills towards the end of the film alongside the Compies, which we all know were like bloodthirsty killers after the Lost World movie. Carnotaurus did actually get to attack people in the next one, but by that point, Jurassic World as a series had kind of developed into full-on camp, and it just wasn't scary at all. In fact, I don't even think it was trying to be scary at that point.
I've lost a lot of things, and one of them has been my smile.
Now, with the news that David Koepp, the writer of the original Jurassic Park and the Lost World movies, is coming back to helm the script for the next one, and Gareth Edwards is on board to direct, I'm hoping that if this animal, the Carnotaurus, is included in the next film, it will actually be given some cool scenes in which it can really come off as the intimidating predator that it is. It doesn't have to camouflage necessarily because we all know they gave that attribute to the Indominus in Jurassic World, but for the life of me, it is so simple to make this thing a terrifying threat in a movie that I have no idea why they haven't just tried to capitalize on it just yet. Even the design that was used in Fallen Kingdom is awesome, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my third favorite carnivore design in the entire Jurassic Park franchise. I think it looks gnarly, like it has the potential to be a truly scary dinosaur, and if they want to do it justice, I don't really think it would be that hard at all. I would complain about it getting crushed by the T-Rex in Fallen Kingdom, but unfortunately the T-Rex gets its own butt kicked by like every other carnivore out there these days, so it's almost like fine, I guess. But yeah, I'd love to see some great scenes dedicated to it playing the role of a suspenseful creature in a future film. Anyways guys, those are all just my own thoughts and opinions. Now, I'd love to hear what all of you guys think. Do you like the design of the Carnotaurus in the Jurassic Park movies? And would you like to see it implemented, you know, a little more scary and a little more naturalistic than what it has been in the films? I don't necessarily hate like everything they've done with it. In fact, I think in Fallen Kingdom, the animal was pretty cool. It just, they didn't really capitalize on it that much, especially because fans love that thing from the novels. But hey, whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank everyone that's helped me build my channel over the years. I'd also like to thank every one of you guys who've watched my stuff. You've all been extremely cool to me. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and hope that you'll consider subscribing. God bless you all. Christ is King. See you guys in the next video, and as always, take it easy.